Hi everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, it's great to have you, and if you are returning, thank you for coming and spending some time with me today. So we're going to do a stitch with me today, and as ever, this is one of mine where I'm going to go through your comments. So I'm just trying to scroll down the comments section, and I'm working on this one. This is the Lord of the Rings stained glass, and it's from a shop on Etsy. I'm working on the black first, and I am still working in Aragorn's panel. So yeah, let me just set up the stitching. I can look at the comments in a sec. So yeah, I'm doing all of the black outlining first, and then I will colour him in. Let's see, I don't think I've got an awful lot of comments today looking at this, so yeah. My voice is still a bit quavy because I'm still sore throatness and what have you going on, but hopefully it's settling down now. Oh, come on. There we go. Right, so let's get cracking with some stitching. There we go. And I hope everybody is doing well. Wednesday morning, as I film this, it actually looks like a spring morning. I see a sunbeam. So yeah, we may be finally getting somewhere, and the weather might be actually be turning. I got Hannah in at the moment. She'll be coming down shortly to get her breakfast. She's working today, and Andy of course is with me as well. Yeah. Anyway, onto the stitching. So this is stitch 2/1 on some 18 count. And as I said, I'm filling in all the black first. I still have 50,200 stitches of black to do. So it's a lot of black. But again, this is one of those pieces that you can hear stitching noises. Some of them that I have are very soft and you can't hear. The fabric's very soft and you can't hear the needle going through. Some of them, like my Rivendell, which I put stitches me out with a few days ago, that fabric is quite starched, so you can hear the needle. But anyway, as I said, I do have some comments, not a lot, so if you are watching this, please do leave a comment. Please like my video, hype if you can, and spread the word. If you're new here, welcome. I have had a jump this week, so thank you guys, those of you who are watching. I think when I finish this panel and start the next, I might work the next panel from the bottom up rather than the top down for a change. I don't think it matters either way, but you know, sometimes it's fun just to change things up. It stops boredom setting in, doesn't it? I had to cut off some more black thread off my cone this morning as well before I started. The cone of doom is getting some use. So anyway, we'll have a look at some comments. I'm working on comments from Flosstube 9 onwards, so anything I've received since I published Flosstube number 9, which I entitled Mono March, is here. First Flosstube of March. The first comment is from Jane22. She says, "Hi Nicola, you're looking much better. Hope that is true." It's been a wonky week, that's all I'm going to say. I've been very up and down this week with my throat and, you know, feeling like a sore throat's coming on. And I definitely think I've got something viral. But plenty of fluids and rest where I can seems to help. So, yes, and rings the bell. Hi Andy, that lily is beautiful and such an interesting colour choice. I'm happy to hear the drama has settled down and things are moving along. And well done with the stitch count. Well, the good news is I started the lily. I started it, well, on Wednesdays I'm filming this. I started it on Tuesday. And I'm already almost 5% in. There's only 18,000 stitches in it. So, but yeah, I've got it started, and I really love how the pink is looking. And it's funny because I struggle with stitching pale colours on black, but the pink on black seems to be absolutely fine. Weird, isn't it? I'm using pink 917 for it, which is about the colour of my nails. Got a weepy eye. Celia is back watching videos, and while she's watching the football, she was watching my Stitch With Me with Bizarre Bookshelf. So hey Celia, thank you for your emoji comment. Oh, here comes Hannah. Good morning.
Right.
Kelly from Kelly's Quilts Plus says, hi Nicola, love the project tour as usual. Thank you, Kelly. I'm very intrigued by your idea of stitching the lily on black. I bet it will be spectacular. Yep, just wait until you see it, Kelly, on the next Flosstube. I'll show you just how lovely it looks. See, I can brighten up a bit because that seems to be a bit dark. Hannah, little man has been and he's been fed, so don't fall for it.
Already?
Yes, Lauren. He's been twice because he came in when I came down as well.
It's not even 9 o'clock yet.
I know. Back to comments. Karen Annis leaves me a heart. Thank you, Karen. And on a live stream Sunday, Christian also leaves me a heart. Or several hearts, should I say. So thank you very much, ladies. Okay. Sandy comments to say, great update. Love seeing your progress. Glad Andy's back safe and sound. Good to hear that Victoria's hand is improving. And she says, I am now just getting back to normal. I had 14 clips out yesterday, which wasn't very pleasant and brought tears to my eyes. Still very swollen, but hopefully getting there. Bless her. Sandy had an operation, so I'm sure you'll all join me in wishing her, the very best for her recovery. She says, thanks for sharing, take care and happy stitching. I'm glad to hear that, you know, you're getting there slowly but surely, Sandy. You know, I mean, we do talk outside of Flosstube, and I know that you've shared quite a lot with me, and I do appreciate that. I feel honoured that you trust me with your information there. Sounds like Hannah's toasting. Oh, I've just done it straight again. Try not to make the same mistake a third time. There we go. Okay. Is that an owl, says Heather Marie on Anita in the 80s, Evelina. It's cute, whatever it is. It is an owl. It's an owl wearing a party hat. Or what appears to be a party hat. could just be a witch's hat, but it's definitely an owl. And it's coming through quite well now. I'm beginning to colour it in. Quite looking forward to Evelina. More progress on that because it's a piece on the smallest count. It's on 28 count, which is small for me. $25 is definitely my sweet spot. It's my tummy rumbling. Well, eeny weeny teeny peeny club's out. Headache going off. Patrizia on my Flosstube number 9 laces some hearts, and she also does on the Evelina stitch with me, and she does a triple because she leaves it again on live stream Wednesday. So thank you, Patrizia. Let's try that bit. Come on, thread. Okay. The rich greens of envy just make her dress beautiful, says Kelly from Kelly's Coats Plus. Yeah, envy's definitely a favourite. You know, and it's turning out so well. A little bit blocky close up, but you know, you look at it from a distance as these pieces are designed. It does look lovely, and I'm pleased with her. I'm just, you know, wanting to get to the bottom though, so I can move back to the top, because it seems like I've been stitching her dress forevermore just lately. But we are closing in on 50% of envy, excuse me, which is good. About 46%, something like that. Okay, and Karen Ennis leaves me some hearts on the envy stitch with me. So thank you, Karen. You all right, Hannah? Oh, yeah, that is right. What I say, Hannah? Daphne leaves me on Evelina, leaving some emojis, so thank you, Daphne. And Patricia is back, leaving me hearts on the envy stitch with me as well. So thank you, ladies. Bye.
I'm going back in a minute.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying bye. Okay, beautiful, says Jen on my Envy Stitch with me. Love the greens in this one. Yep, they are something. Why is my scroll not working as it should? There we go. And Heather Marie also on Envy leaves me a heart. So thank you very much. And then Celia also comments on Envy and says, this is my favourite project of yours. Thank you, Celia. I think Andy says it's his favourite project too. Lots of people love it. It's one of those pieces, isn't it, that just it just attracts the attention. She's very striking. When Envy is done, gluttony will start. Because I plan on doing all the 7. I think gluttony is all in shades of pink. Okay, so that leaves me some footballing and cat emojis on Evelina. And on my magpie stitch with me, Kelly comes on and says the blues in magpie are very pretty. It's always nice to see it come out to be worked on. It always astonishes me about magpie that there doesn't appear to be any black in it. Not one of the threads on the palette match to 310. You can get a beautiful image without using base colour, which is in the vast majority of stitchy pieces. I was thinking about doing a 310 focus month. You know, all of my projects with lots of 310 in them, like this one, like the 2 London pieces. Evelina's got lots of 310. Pandora. But I don't know how I'd fit it in. I don't know how I'd do it. And would I get bored with just working with this one colour? Enjoy these types of stitch with me in videos, says Robin. Keeps me company while I'm stitching, so thanks for making them. I also enjoyed a family interaction too. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, we're very much a unit here, because I've always had the policy that this isn't just my home, it's the girls' home too. They shouldn't be silent just because I'm making a video. I mean, obviously there are boundaries because, you know, quarrelling and things, it's not nice to hear, but normal family interaction is what happens. You know, they like Hannah's just currently getting ready for work. Lauren has already left for college, but you know, on half term and stuff she will be around. Andy is usually here too, and they're all of them are also part of my stitch journey. They're all my biggest supporters. And, you know, Hannah will wander over to me and say, what are you stitching on? Because she's getting interested in what I'm doing. And, you know, it's definitely a family affair. Yeah, Andy does live streams on his channel where, you know, I don't feature every time, but occasionally I will. So, very nice. You look lovely.
Thanks.
Case in point there, Hannah's just showing me her outfit for work. And as you know, Tori gets involved in the live streams in the chat and in the group as well. So, yeah. Andy created me some jingles. He is Mr. Jingle. Yeah, we all work together for sure.
There are a couple of pairs of random blue gloves on the table.
Yeah.
Don't move them.
Okay then. What kind of gloves?
Disposable.
Right, okay. Why are they on the table?
That was the first place I chucked them.
Yeah,
Next
but
question.
what are they for?
When we go up to put them flowers down.
Right, okay.
So I get his fingers smoky.
Right, okay.
On the tip.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Au revoir. Okay, hello Nicholas says, Daphne, you can buy replacement clamps for Q-snaps, that way you don't have to get the whole thing. Thank you, Daphne, I didn't know that. We're talking about my no-sew frame and how a Q-snap clamp might be just a ticket. She says on Magpie as well that she loves the colours. Thank you, Daphne. have a thread out. Okay, and Karen Ennis on Magpie also leaves me some heart and smiley face emojis, so thank you, Karen. Look at that. I should get a knot in the middle of my thread. There we go. Luckily it's pulled out nice and easily. Patricia also leaves me some hearts on Magpie. Thank you very much. Love the detail in Magpie, says Susan Savas. It's so realistic. Thanks for another lovely video. And you're very welcome, Susan. Yeah, Magpie is very realistic, isn't it? And it's coming on like they all are. And then Karen Ennis on my Sunday live stream leaves me some hearts. Thank you, Karen. Okay, next question is from Robin McCalmont, and it's about a technique that I use. And the question is, hi Nicola, I wanted to ask you a quick question. This is the second time I've observed you ending a thread, cutting the thread off the fabric and then cutting it off to the eye of the needle. Do you fasten the thread to the eye of your needle? I'm assuming that helps you to keep your thread coming off the needle. What kind of technique do you use to fasten the thread to the needle's eye? I'm asking because I've never seen this done before. I'm just curious about it. Thank you very much. Well, yes, you are right. I'm sure you've noticed that when I stitch, I can be quite heavy-handed, and I pull my needles through the fabric quite firmly. And like everything that I do, I've kind of developed my own way of doing it over time. And it used to really, really annoy me that a piece of thread like this, I could, especially when you get it to shorter length, I could take it off the needle half a dozen times when I get to sort of, 8-10 inches of it left. And it used to drive me daft. I used to spend more time rethreading my needle than anything else. So I developed my own way of keeping the thread attached to the needle. So I'm sure you've seen my video about starting and ending my threads. So I'm not going to go over that again, but if you haven't, it's in my techniques playlist. But in terms of what I do with the thread and the eye of the needle, I simply just do a single knot to attach the thread to the eye of the needle. I don't double knot it because a single knot means that if I need to frog, take the thread off the needle like I did earlier on, I can just undo the knot. It's not tight. I mean, at worst I have to sort of get a needle in there to loosen the knot, but they do gradually come loose the more I stitch, like so. So what happens is, I've got about 6 inches of thread here, so if I just had this on the needle like that, it would be driving me daft, because the second I pull it through, I pull it too far and it come off. So all I do, and it's much easier to show with one strand, so I'm really sorry this is with two, is I thread up the needle, and then I have the needle like so, short end in between my fingers towards me, and then I loop the short end over and under the long end and just gently pull, and that keeps the thread on the needle so that I'm not pulling the thread off every stitch as I would be doing with this sort of length of thread. And it's now just habit that I do it when I start the thread off, because otherwise I'm just, and also you know when you're stitching and you've got a double length of thread, you often find that if you don't fasten it on, is that your lengths of thread end up odd lengths. This tends to keep them the same length as well. So to undo it, I can just pull on a loop, or like you've seen me do, once I've finished a thread, I just snip it off there and snip it off just under the eye of the needle, so I can just pull the thread out. But it was something that was born out of my frustration with constantly unthreading the thread, because I stitch quickly, as you've seen, but I also stitch with a firm pull on the thread as well, and it just drove me daft that I was constantly rethreading my needle. I don't like to flip my hoop, hence my start and finish method. I don't like it when my thread comes off the needle, hence my tie it on method. There are several ways that you can attach your thread to the needle, or you can attach your thread. You can do a loop start, you can do the 2 thread start, which is what I'm doing, or you can do the start where for 2 strands, I'll just show you this, you can thread a single through and then have the 2 threads meet up at the bottom end, but this means that the fabric thread is permanently on the needle. So although that stops it slipping off, it makes it a bit awkward if you want to frog. So I tend to use the tie it on my needle method, because then if I do need to frog, it's very easy. I'll just show you that again. So over and under. It's very easy to take it off if I need to frog. So I hope that helps, Robin. I know that, I think it's Celia who asked about it before, and I think that she's actually started using it. Especially when you're stitching quickly a big blocky area, it is a massive help, because I hate it when it drives me daft. And you know, you have some days where you can stitch away and it'd be absolutely fine, and then other days when you're trying to thread your needle and your needle just will not thread. It takes you longer to thread the needle than it does to do the stitching. Thread it on once and that's it. Sometimes, you know, it does loosen up as you stitch, and sometimes it does come off as I stitch, but usually it stays on pretty much for the whole length of thread, or the whole time that I'm stitching. But yeah, like I said, for me, a lot of my techniques and stuff were just born out of frustration and laziness. And I'm one of those people that I look at any task and see, how can I save time? Hence me going from, you know, in-hand stitching, sewing method, to 2-handed stitching with frames and stands and things. And now, you know, this method of keeping my thread on my needle, and my start and finish method, which saves me time, and so on. Stitching these pieces takes a lot of time anyway, and I think if you can save time by not, you know, by doing certain things, then yeah, I'm going to do that. A couple of live streams, one on Sunday, one on a Wednesday. Patrizia and Christian both leave me some hearts, so thank you again, ladies. And then Kelly on my Rivendell Castle stitch with me, she says, you got a lot done on Rivendell Castle. Is it an easy stitch? It is, but there's a lot of blends, which can make it awkward, because you either need to use it the whole length of thread, or have a thread card to store the unused threads. And I say that because you can use 1/2 metre of 2 colours. You might only have 1 stitch in that section, so rather than waste the thread, I would put them on a thread card like I have. Where is it? There. So this is my spare threads, 780 and 782. 435, 436, 535, 930, and so on. So I keep them on this card, and then I can use them up next time I bring it out. But the chart's dead easy to follow, pattern keeper compatible, you know, no issues with that. So yeah, and it's a lovely stitch. I'm doing that one on 20 count as well, which is why it's quite noisy, because the fabric's fairly starched. I think Aida tends to be more noisy than even weave anyway. The kiddies are off to school. She says, I've always wondered about Alessia's charts. I think that's her name from Stitching Masterpieces. It is. She lives in Atlantic Canada somewhere, but I forget which province. Might be Newfoundland. I have no idea. I don't know if I've actually heard her speak. To be fair, I haven't watched many of her videos lately. I don't know if she's made any. I have to go and have a look, because I know she's been working on some beautiful work. On Magpie, Sandy says, great stitch with me as always. Magpie's certainly coming along now. Love the colours. Thanks for sharing. Take care. Happy stitching. Thank you, Sandy. Jane on Rivendell Castle using some emojis. Thank you, Jane. A thumbs up. We got a sewing needle and thread and some hearts. So thank you very much. And Mona on my Rivendell Castle says, I love the sound of fabric and thread, rhythmic and soothing. Thank you. Yep. It certainly is. It's the sound of peace, isn't it? Creativity. Okay. Watching replay, says Jen on the Sunday stream. Love the piece you're stitching. Gorgeous. So that would be Sailing Fairy. Sadly retired now from Pain Free Crafts. I don't know if it's available elsewhere. I believe Haid had a version of it, but mine is a panoramic one. But yeah, I'm loving how it's coming along. On Rivendell Castle, both Karen and Patricia leave me some hearts. That completes my comments for today. So if you have left me a comment, thank you very, very much. So as always, I would encourage you to leave comments, because I do like to answer them on these videos. We've got about 15 minutes of stitchy time left, so I'm just gonna keep on going. If I can think of anything to say, I will, but other than that, we'll just have some ASMR stitchy time. So the answer is, if you want to hear me talking more, leave me a comment. Can I have a fresh set of drinks, love, please? I've already done a fair amount on this already. I'm over 300 stitches. It's nice when you get to do this blocky stitching, gridded fabric, easy to follow. I can just crack on. I apologise for my hubby making lots of noise. Neighbours are making noise now as well, thumping about. What I'm liking about this is that it's making little mapped sections, so when I do come to fill in the colour, I've got lots of mapped out sections. Thanks, love. Can hear Ruben bumping about next door.
He should be at school right now.
I don't believe that kid's got a quiet bone in his body.
We'll just look at his parents.
Oh yeah, they're noisy, aren't they, you know? Left that one a bit short. There we go. Okay. He's definitely getting his noisy chuff credentials this morning, isn't he?
He is.
Let him hammering away. I love mornings like this when I can get lots of stitches in. It's rather a shame that in 20 minutes I'll be working. I'd much rather be stitching. I keep trying to win the lottery, but we're not having much luck, are we?
Nope.
Okay, so we're going to get to the end of these few stitches and mark off and then round off the video. Just while I finish these, just do my usual reminders. 3 videos coming up on the screen in a moment. If you've not seen those, please do go take a few minutes to have a look. I do a Flosstube on Tuesday, Stitch with Me's Mondays, Thursdays and Saturdays, all at 6:30 p.m. UK time. And I do 2 live streams a week on Sundays and Wednesdays, both at 7:30 p.m. UK time. So if you can join me for those, that would be fantastic. Please do leave a like and leave a comment. Check that you are subscribed, and if not, why not? It's free. Do hit that button and the bell for all notifications. I have done 423 stitches. So I'm just going to zoom out so you guys can see. So this is Aragon's lower half of his body. But yeah, 423 stitches, so I'm quite happy with that. But thank you guys very much indeed for watching. It's always a pleasure to have your company. Take care, happy stitching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.